Hey, welcome. Another episode of the Noon Collection. I think this is 177 if I'm not mistaken. I mostly am mistaken, but yeah. I think I'm on the money for this one. We are listening to Selenite Scrolls with True Gnarled Woods and Glowing Haze, a medieval prophecy release from the Hounds of Hate that came out this year, but I'm not sure when, a few months ago. Maybe half a year ago by now. I'm listening or re-listening to some stuff just to start prepping for the end of the year because it will be here sooner than later. There you go. This is still available in distro somewhere. I urge you to pick it up. Very slow tempo, brooding black metal, but it is, yeah, it goes into territories where Beherit crawls here and there, but it's not as war. It is more that unexplainable guitar sound or something like it. I don't know. I love it. So yeah, Selenite Scrolls, second demo, very good. I'm going to talk about a few releases that are coming out, I think, and then delve into some records. But I've noticed that because of vinyl not being pressed as soon, some releases are held back. Everyone knows. So it's easier to talk about things that haven't been sold out. First thing I want to talk about, I've been listening to some of the stuff he has been doing, is Spiral Staircase, Visions Shifting Form on, once again, Dead Hymns, picked that up. The CD version is out on Dead Hymns or through Bandcamp, and it's a very good record. It reminds me of the Auld Ridge that we're going to talk about. It reminds me of the another record that's in here that we're going to talk about, the True Iron Will. They all seek for guidance in the same regions, but do it in a very different way. And the Spiral Staircase is one of the competitors for Album of the Year. I've been listening to the comp, I've been listening to some of his tapes because it's a one-man project, but yeah, that's a very good one. Final, I'm not sure when or where. And then, for the Europeans, Griselda, not the New York hip-hop crew, but the black metal from CW Productions. The self-titled LP landed at New Era, and also the Kurgan, which I decided to pick up. Aesthetic Dissociations, I think. That one and that one. Two very good releases. I've listened to the Griselda. I'm not going to say very good releases. I listened to the Griselda. I love everything that entire troupe is doing. The Friduk, Svetovit, all those American guys. So that is the second, mostly for Europeans, and then the third one, and that kind of crept under the radar because I was looking for it and I didn't even notice it. The Warlog Three-Angled Void LP is out on Northern Heritage. I think they did the CD version. Now it is out on LP and available to order. There's one more, but I was going to talk about it. Purity Through Fire has the new Ancients. As if there wasn't enough Ancient to listen to, the Ancient Records demo compilation volume 3, Bittersot 8 and something more. Then Gref, I think, with their second full length, Fulu of Svavel, and so on and so on. And then, as if Bekend Nextmood didn't drop enough, they did the Evigas Gravit Gatefold double LP pre-order. These are all in pre-order, so yeah, that still exists. Was that it for now? Yes, I think so. Oh yeah, I've been listening to the Wartold Pagan Pride. That is the last one. Tape is out since 2020, but I just discovered it. That is it for now. Yes. Do I need to prep anything? No. So yeah, I lifted, or I gave a spoiler for what comes first. We are going to delve into the record. There's nothing. There's all 12 inches, so nothing getting us off track for this video, except for promo, of course. Promo. First one is this one. Always have a problem. Mutuvium. I always put in an L where there shouldn't be one. Muvitium with under Vemodets token, I think, something like that. It is Svartedautus, one of his projects, and this is, I think, I'm not sure what the demo EP full-length ratio is, but this is a 4-track, so let's call this one an EP. There were 2 Dungeon Synths albums that came out of nowhere, then there was a more black metal oriented with since going through it. And then this is of that ilk, so more black metal, but very... The entire ancient Zwarte Autos always gets classified as atmospheric black metal, and it had in the last few years that has become kind of a bad word in my view, because it's like the new raw. Everybody was raw all of a sudden in 2015 to 2018, and everything that came out with kind of shitty production was raw. Everything that now has since is called atmospheric. In a sense, yes, it is atmospheric black metal, but not like, I can't name a name, but not like shitty. So yeah, it has a good atmosphere. I love this more than the Dungeon Sense stuff, or the more ambient stuff. Yeah, I think so. It's also described as black metal and ambient, and so it's not just one thing. But yeah. Written and recorded at Afgrund Mysticism Studio in February 2021. Just another good one, but I'm overdosing on Zwarte Autos stuff right now. I don't know why. They are going to call it quits on some bands, or on everything, I don't know, but everything is coming out. We asked for it, but now that it's coming out, it is, yeah, it's very, very much material just to keep track for one, and to digest it all. But yeah, well done. Sleeve wise, just simple but well done. On Purity True Fire, that's the first one. Put it here. There is some promo. This is the graph that I was talking about. This is the CD booklet. It seems they have a some sort of letter pressing, because it's all letter pressed. Anything else? No, there is a promo CD for Svarts Lodgard or something like it. Don't know what that is. A CD. But yeah, that is Purity True Fire. Then, like I said, there is a lot coming from the ancient records. These are two. There you go. The first one, I'll do them in order. Like I said, I think they are doing some sort of swan song with the entire label, because they mentioned a few releases that were coming out on the site. Final albums of Bekend Neximo out soon, so that's 3. De Evigas Gravid, De Donklas Zorgjakt, I think, De Fornas Likgelder, and De Fordala Klangora 2. And that is just Bekend Neximo. Then there is... it's insane. Douwdagger, Knipper Hallan, Movitium, another one, Movitium Splits, Urchaos, Azalissa Set, End of All, LP, Knipper Hallan, another one, and Mystic. So there's a lot coming, but I don't know why it all needs to be done at such a fast pace, but yeah. We'll never know, I guess, because they don't share too much info. I opted for the black versions. I don't know. I think with the first 3 folds, it was black and white. I think this is all on black. This one came out on Amor Fati, and this is the Donklas Zorgjakt, I think. The third full length, or the third album by Bekend Neximo, that was recorded in, I think 2011, and then, no, sorry, 2019. Is that true? No, I was right, I'm sorry. All music and lyrics written by Zwarte Autos between 2011 and 2014, acoustic parts written by DH. Then picked up in 2020 and finished in 2021. The band pictures date from 2010, so that's how old some of this material is. This is, like I said, the Donklas, and then there is the Freldrigras Avoget, something like that, a bonus EP that is tagged on to this one. But yeah, like I said, the third Bekend. Nicely done. Nothing too special. If you know the band, you know what the cover will look like. And like I said, this is a threefold, a full album and then an EP thrown in. Like I said, on Amor Fati Productions, they had a good drop. This is limited to 1,000, it seems, which is also weird because yeah, you have to cap it somewhere, I guess. And who sells 1,000 records these days? But yeah, it's not weird in that option. That's the first one. The second one, is the Fornas Lik Galdrar, and then a huge title. This came out on Purity True Fire together with the Movitium. And once again, same story. A 3 LP gatefold snowstorm on the cover. Yeah, they all have those. They all have the same makeup. This one is the first one was the black. This is the more light or the white version, but they all have that Maelstrom star stuff. So a lot of tracks on here. It's divided in 4 parts. I can see Capital 1, 2, and 3, but it then it has one more in the track listing. So yeah. Once again here 2014, 2015, and then finished in 2018, I think, because this is then all in Swedish. So Purity True Fire. But like I said, a lot of material from this band to delve into, and they already had a bunch. So yeah. Some more is coming. I don't know if I actually need it all, but hey, you know where you are. You're in the jungle, baby. Let's see, 2 more from the Amor Fati drop that had the Bekend Mix move. This is the first one. I was under the impression when I first looked at it that it was Corrupt Sound related, but it is actually from the Order of Ytene, I think that's how you call it. The crew that also has, or the one person that also has Auld Ridge and some other stuff that I'm blanking on right now. He has, I think, 2 or 3 bands, but it's all the Order of Ytene and stuff like that. But yeah, this was a new one. Scare, S-K-A-R-E. Very good record. I don't think I heard anything by him that I was middle about or anything, or that I really didn't like. I love the cover. It's just the symmetry, I guess, or the V shape in the landscape, and then you know the logo is very sharp, very good looking actually. Then with the blues, so the cover is on point. This is the man himself skiing or doing a biathlon, I'm not sure. Very standard classic layouts. This album compiles tales from winters past. It has 5 tracks on here. Lonesome Ibex, the Assorted Ceremony, Beyond the Church Spires, The Threshold into Death, which is those 2 link up, and then into Icy Pewter Sky. He had something on his Bandcamp, Mourn We May, but beyond the church spires lies a frozen kingdom where nature cares not, for dying is but a single step across the threshold into death. So I loved that sentence, and it links up those 2 tracks. Sound-wise, it leans into what some of the stuff Aldrich is doing, especially on the record I'm going to show. It is closest to that than because I was listening to Aldrich throughout the week, and it's very different from demo to first full length to then the 2 EPs or the 2 fulls. I'm not sure how he pronounces, but this is a very good record. It taps into that coldness that I like, where you can almost hear the landscape. Some of the Canadian stuff comes to mind, but it is very good recorded, like all of his stuff. There is never, it's never raw or never raw in production. It's always very clear, but it has that aggression and it has that full sound that I come to like more than the raw stuff. So yeah, Scare, self-titled. A good first burst into the world. Cheers. Anything more? An album compiling tales from winters past, yes. To the frozen forests. Scare is formed when the top layer of snow melts and refreezes, creating a crust which allows predators to walk unhindered in deep snow and allow humans to ski silently in the deepest forest. So yeah, it's all nature worship stuff, which is good. That's what black metal should be about in some cases. This was the last from the the almost perfect Amor Fati drop, I would say. Loud acoustic guitars. Are we still filming? Yes, we're still filming. Yeah, this is Auld Ridge by command of the Hermetic Order of Ytene. I think Ytene is, as far as I can understand it, a area in England where this person or this man resided. It is called Consanguineous Hymns of Fate and Famine. It has to do with that. The entire Auld Ridge thing, I'm going to try and see if I can grab it. Yes. The entire thing is lyrically and spiritually very based in Old English, medieval, I don't know medieval, but I think the period right after or right before medieval, my history is very bad, let alone English history. But this has to do with the famine of England. He grew up there, or that is where he comes from, but he moved to France for very personal reason. Not sure why, but it was a life and death question, it seems. This thing, it has my favorite track of the year, maybe, to start off with. The riff on the first track that is called Kalmari Ledung. Not sure what that means. But yeah, I've talked about it with someone and it lives in my brain, that riff, or the guitar line that runs through that track. I've heard the Aesthetic Invocation, or what was it? I think so, the one that came out through Gold Beach, and I liked it very much at the time, and then I started to listen back to it because it starts with this really long track, 20-minute track that immediately dips you into the record, but then overpowers that entire record. So I always heard those 20 minutes and then I was full, so I never heard the rest. Delved back in, also delved into the Midreis, the first EP or the first demo he did. Some promo going to the ground. Which are basically more folk songs, and then capped off with the fifth track, which is a Like Wake Dirge, Earth Received Thy Soul, or Soul, which is a more black metal track that then was the precursor to what was going to happen on the first full-length Aesthetic. Yeah, I'm not going to find that one. It's on Cold Beach. Aesthetic something. But then the folk crept into the black metal. It was recited to the back, and then, yeah, it is history influenced, folk influenced black metal with roots in England that also looks into what happened in France, and I think the combination between those two. But once again, a very good record. It is comparable to Scare. It is something a bit different, but the way it is played, the way the riffs are working together, yeah, this will show up again. I think Auld Ridge was also in my last top 20. I'm not sure. Let's show the record. Nothing too much, but yeah. This is one of two EPs that kind of work together. It has 5 tracks on here: Kalmari Ledung, Wretched, Famished, Scorned, 6 tracks, sorry, and Sult. And a Subian Supremacy, Autumnal Repentance, and a Midwinter Prayer. Then the other one is called Consanguineous Tales of Bloodshed and one more, there's one more word, Bloodshed and Treachery. So yeah, they have that same build-up in title, but yeah, once again, this should be available. I know a lot of people in the UK are waiting for it. Charlie is one of them. He told me, but yeah, if you can get your hands on it, just check it out. You don't need to buy it, just listen to it. It's on Bandcamp and wherever you find these records. But yeah, those were the 1, 2, 3, the first 5. We will delve into the last 6 in the second part. Probably a second part. We'll see in part 2. Part 2, we're back. We have switched tapes and we're now listening to Kestrel with Primordial Remembrance to stay in the CW Griselda tip I gave. This is the tape. The Narbentage had this one, which I liked very much because by now you know that getting stuff from the States is kind of tricky when you don't have a bulk order or anything. So yeah, really glad this showed up, all from the same USBM school. CW Productions. Let's see. It's gonna get loud, I guess. We have 6 more records. Small update. I'm not going to overdo it because, you know, why? This is the first one, Kaevun, I think is how you pronounce it, Kaevun. This is the new EP. I should actually show, but we're building up to good stuff, so. I didn't know too much about them. I picked them up because I knew the cover from the first full-length Nature, or Natuur, and I know this one, the bird. It is Norwegian. It is it's on the Pride, the NS side of things, but I don't know anything to come out of Norway except for the entire Trondheim scene, the entire what Territour presented. But for the most part, after everything we know about Norway, I'm kind of blanking on. There are probably a million, but I'm kind of blanking right now. Also because a lot of the bands just are still playing like the great ones or the older ones. But yeah, I decided to grab these because the full length always, or the full length Natuur was always heralded as, not by everybody, but by a lot of people as a really good record, and it is a really good record. It has, excuse me, that Pride sound, that triumphant sound, but it is mixed with, yeah, with that classic Norwegian guitar sound that you hear in Mayhem, that you hear in Thorns maybe, but especially that basso sound that was on Necrolost, for example. It is not early Mayhem, but it has those overtones or those tones in the guitar playing here and there. I don't know if they are a duo. If you look at promo pictures, it's a duo. If you look at the internet, it's a lot of people playing, so I'm not sure. Merchant of Death and Darker Than Black. This one is okay. I'm not instantly sold on this one. It is an EP. It has 5 tracks on here: Blood Religion, Cosmos Erwachen, Polernat, I think, Stone and Blood, and Igen Kummerkvelden, something like that, I'm not sure. But yeah, I love the cover, love that pillar. I'm not sure what it is. Some Germanic pillar or column, I guess, I'm not sure. But yeah, a Norwegian black metal band that plays furious, nature worshipping, pagan stuff. Is it pagan? I guess. But yeah, I like this one, but if you then look, because I don't have the full length, I heard Natuur always in digital form. If you hear, it's just a riff fest. It's barrages of riffs built on top, and it's actually very good songs. The guitar work here kind of, and maybe it's because there's just one member in it now, if you believe what you read online. But yeah, it kind of loses how good the riffs are on Natuur and maybe on the earlier EPs. So I'm not sure about the new one, but kind of like this stuff. This is the Cosmos Erwachen, or Erwachen, I guess. The Cosmos Wakes Up or Relives. This is a compilation of 2 demos, the Prakt demo and the Nord-Norks Hat music, so the Nordish hat music, I'm not sure. And then this one has a bonus, a Brilliance of the Stars. So yeah, I think they are a full band, or they seem to be a full band, because if you look at the cover here, but maybe it's just live members, I'm not sure, it's a 4-piece. So yeah, I'm kind of blanking on that one. They're all over the place info-wise. But yeah, love the cover. The original cover was something with a sled and dogs or something like it, but I love this one better. This is the CD and the tape cover. But yeah, some Northern Lights in there. Yeah, there's some lyrics, I guess. Lyrics for Nord, is that a song? Yes, the 9th song. So the demo 1 to 5 Prakt was released in 2008, and then 6 to 9 was the Norsk Hatmusiek 2010, and then again 2012. Track 10 is unreleased. How much I love this cover is also how much I hate the inside of the cover. I don't know why they chose that one, but yeah. The center labels are quite nice. A eagle or a vogel, double swords. Here is a soldier whose nose is frozen off, I guess, in the snow or something. Or he sees his children for the first time again. And then a mighty white wolf. Throat is acting up. So yeah, some not so kosher Norwegian black metal. Like I said, the new EP is going to take me a few more spins to actually maybe hear what they are trying to do with the guitar work. But yeah, tracking down the full length, because Natur, once again, is a beast of a record. But yeah. While Kestrel plays on. Since we are in Norway, we have reached the last 3 records. I've decided, once again, I've talked about it with the battery, I've talked about it with, there was 1 more or 2 more. Just grabbing classics that you didn't have in the collection. I don't have too much Emperor in the collection. I think I have Wrath of the Tyrant on tape and maybe 1 more, I'm not sure, because it took me a long time to get into Emperor. I don't like everything. I don't think there's one person on earth who likes everything. But I know a lot of people like this one, and since we are in Norway, let's honor the classic. In the Nightside Eclipse, the cover is, yeah, something to behold. There's stolen from Duré with the horseman coming down. There's some Lord of the Rings stuff going on here, but actually a cover that influenced a lot of people, and a record in general that influenced a lot of people. This came out in 1994, so the already, I think, second lineup or first full lineup. It's kind of hazy. I was always under the impression that Mortis, for example, played on this one, which is, he plays on this one, but it's not in the core lineup anymore. It's Ishan, Samot, Chort, I think, and Faust. Yeah, Faust, Samot, and Ishan are basically the core lineup, and then it changes here and there. Recorded during 7th full moon in '93 at Grieghallen Studios, of course. Mixed winter '94 and came out then. Produced by Emperor and Pitten. So yeah, music composed by Samot, Ishan, lyrics by Samot, Ishan, and Mortis. I Am the Black Wizard and Cosmic Keys. Front cover by Necrolord and the logo by Speidel. Anything else? In memory of Euronymous, 68 to 93. This came out on Candlelight, and this is the Spine Farm, but is it Spine Farm? Yeah, I think so. These are the Nightside Eclipse, Black, White, Blue, Swirl, Abbey Road, Half Speed Master. So yeah, from Grieghallen to Abbey Road. Looks like a small step for the Beatles of black metal, if you will. There you go, nice rock, I guess, or a mountain. Probably somewhere in Norway. Yeah, it is an absolute classic. Maybe their best. I think some people consider everything before this their best. Just depends on what mood you are in. I'm 100% sure there are people who like later Emperor, but yeah. I decided to pick up these half Speedmaster. This one is the first one I got, I think. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick up the rest because, like I said, yeah. How much Emperor do you need? First Tiki Torch picture, 94. I don't know when Minach did it, but, you know. Tiki Torches and black metal are linked up. Once again, used the same picture, which is kind of stupid, but yeah. It is not as bad as the poster from In the Welkin Dust, or what's it called? That Canyon showed. Nice color scheme. It is the black, blue, white merge. So yeah, and they actually sound good. I mean, Abbey Road, half mastered, should do something, I guess. But yeah, do I need to talk much more about this one? I don't think so. It's just, an original is never in my, you know, unless it drops in my mailbox as a gift. It's not in my reach to buy records like this as an original, so why not grab them? This is already the second release, Half Speed Master, the second round. The first one was a black version, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be a 3-parter, 3 more records, but I need to lubricate as per usual. See you in 3. Last 3, and you're rid of me. It's not going to be too long, I guess, but yeah. These are 3 records that I actually, these are the 3 last ones that I added to the collection, 2 that I just pre-ordered or ordered, and then 1 that I found in the wild, which is a rare thing lately. This is the first one. I haven't seen it pop up too much in these videos, not because it's not good, just because it took a while to come in, I guess. Worm with Blue Nothing, the all-new 4-track mini LP of Necromantic Black Doom. I don't know if they used that term on Foreverglade, but it kind of fits the aesthetic, the entire record, whatever he wants to do. I talk to Phantom Slaughter on a regular basis. We did the video. I'll try to link it because not everybody saw it, of course. Last we talked about in the video. I mean, we talked about where he was going to go with the sounds, and I think he meant after Blue Nothing, because Blue Nothing is basically the completion of the Foreverglade, record circle. So you have Foreverglade, which is a full length with 6 or 7 tracks, and then I wouldn't say these are leftovers, but these are records that should have worked in the setting of Foreverglade if it was a double album, not a single album. I think what I remember from him saying was that the label was pushing, is a strong word, but was recommending to do a single records. Now you have the 2 first demos we talked about a lot. It's more LLN worship, more that raw black metal came out on Altar and self-released. Then you had Into the Black Marsh or something that was on Iron Bonnet. Same goes for Foreverglade. But Into the Black Marsh was an island in itself. It was the amalgamation of whatever the first 2 demos were, with some death metal, with some doom, and he started to build the blocks towards Foreverglade. And when that came out, there was one more, no? Yeah, there was one more, but I'm blanking on that right now. So everything was a stepping stone towards Foreverglade. This is the end cap of that entire circle. It is 4 new tracks. He enlisted a new member, the guy from Chitilist. I think that's how you pronounce that band, which is a, I wouldn't say very underrated, but maybe unknown here and there musician that was in the band Chitilist. I don't know if that's a one man or a band. That is somewhere in the back of my mind, because that record came out 5 years ago maybe. A brooding death metal proggy thing, yeah, that I listened to back then. I never got it on vinyl because I don't know why. He is now enlisted into Worm, and you can hear it. He is, his name is Rod Serpentrion, I think. Here are the 3 on the back. Now, a lot of people worked on this records, sound-wise, music-wise, art-wise, and I will look at it in a minute. But yeah, you had Rod Serpentrion, I think that's the guy. Then Phantom Slaughter, which is of course Mr. Worm himself, and then Nihilistic Manifesto is the 3rd one. I think that is the drummer. Brad Moore did the cover once more. It is the, yeah, Foreverglade. You have kind of the same build. You have that marsh monster, or the swamp meister, if you will. I'm not sure if it's this one or that one, but yeah, it had green tones, and it kind of was looking towards the past in a way. That's my interpretation, of course. Where the green record that I'm fucking blanking on right now, what it's called, but yeah, it still had that swampy feeling, that, yeah, that marsh feeling. Where this has, it has the castle. It is the Blue Nothing sphere that they are in right now. See that nothing drops because there's a lot in here. That's my interpretation of the artwork. So it is the end cap of the entire cycle. It has 3 tracks on here. Blue Nothing, which I still don't know what it means. Centuries of Ooze 2, which is a yeah, follow-up to the 1. Invoking the Dragon Moon, and Shadow Side Kingdom. I got into this one not easier than into Foreverglade, but Foreverglade for me was broken up into, that record had a lot of rollout. It has 3 singles, I think, which I knew by heart before the record came out. And then it was always broken in 2 for me. It was always the tracks I knew versus the tracks I didn't know. And yeah, it was kind of hard for me to put in my mind, because he asked me in the video, what do you think about the record? And I had to say, I don't know yet, because it was just too much to delve in at that time. But yeah, this one is a bit easier to digest. Also because you know the tones and the music and how he plays on a Forever Glade. But yeah, there is a huge tank list and a huge whoever did whatever on here. It is insane. You have to read it for yourself. I don't know if that will show up, but yeah. Skograt, very cool Xerox pictures. That's my favorite, I think. There you go. They went full Dungeons and Dragons on this one. It has Riddick art, a lot of dragons and shields, as you can see, and then the cover by Brad Moore. It has a huge poster that is butt ugly, no offense. But yeah, it is the cover, which I like, of course. I'll show that one, and then it has that tree, the green, blue, and red. But yeah, love the cover. So yeah. There you go. Then this is the, let's see, the Grind promotion exclusive, I think. There was a Van exclusive for Europe and then the Grind promotion. I opted for this one since I got Forever Glade from him too. Very good distro. A little bit on the big labels like Relapse and stuff like that. He does that for Europe. It has a nice purple side and a blue side. It is a very good record. The fact that he has new members in here, the guy from Chatilis, he's kind of a shredder in the sense that there are a lot of solos on here. It kind of feels overbearing in some ways here and there, but it all kind of blends in together and it kind of works again in the end. But yeah, there's a lot of shredding and solos. Even thanks Joe Satriani, one of the guys, I think the Chatilis guy, thanks Joe Satriani, which brought me back to my dad because that's his cup of tea in his world. But yeah, that's Blue Nothing. It could be that Phantom's coming back for a talk. We'll see. I was always under the impression that it's going to be more black metal on the new stuff. Maybe it's, you know, transplanted into the new record that they're already working on. But yeah, I was under the impression that it was going to be. If people say to me black metal, I always go LNN or, you know, that scratchy raw shit. But he is more into the. There were 4 records that I've written down in my the Chatilis guy's Phil Tugas, to name him properly. There were 4 records that he said I think were influential, and this one was Abigor Opus 4, Lambonic Art with Scorpio, Odium, The Sad Realm of the Stars, and then Obsidian Gate with the Night Space in Voyage, I think. So yeah, he put me on the wrong track. I was always under the impression that this was going to be a more ambient or a more Dungeons and toned record, but it has become what it has become, and it's good, but I need some more time with it. And like I said, it has a lot of shredding on there that kind of gets in the way of the tracks here and there, but then when the breakdown comes, everything is forgiven. Yeah, let's do this one first. So that was a standalone record that I ordered. This one was also a standalone record that I ordered together with those 3, but they will show up in the next video. This is True Iron Will. I had to look it up, but I forgot where this guy is from. There's not a lot of info on here. All songs written by the Iron Blood Commander of Sanctuary, Desecration, Siege, and Supremacy. Don't let the cover fool you. I was under the impression when I saw the cover that this was going to be, you know, like biker, not rock, but biker metal influenced. I don't know. This guy takes his cues from the Slavic stuff, the more Swedish stuff here and there, but it has a very triumphant, yet very tongue-in-cheek feel to it. It is a ripping record from front to back. My favorite tracks are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, but 1, There Is a War, that will live in your heads forever and forever. And then the Visions of Invading Atimar's Temple, the last one, is also very good, but yeah. It doesn't look like what it sounds like for once. The cover doesn't fill or it doesn't tell the story of the record, but it is very good. It's an American band that plays European, prideful, hateful, I would also say, black metal. It has some shredding here and there. It is a bit tongue-in-cheek. When the synths come in, it's unexpected, but it works. So yeah, I think a lot of people will enjoy this one, but you just have to take the plunge into the deep. But yeah, this is recommended for sure. This is just basically a very fun record. My nephew is coming. I will put this on and see what he says, because last week we were all here, the bros, or whatever you want to call it. I put on Worm and everybody was like, what the fuck is that? So I'll try to wow him again. One last record, let's see. Yes, that is possible. Took my kids last Wednesday, went to the city, went to one of the record shops. Usually I keep in my mind, you won't find anything. Just go, just browse a bit and we'll see. Because I try not to buy just random records. Seems weird, but I mean it. So I got them both hot chocolate, put them in the chair and flipped through the bins a bit while I had a coffee. And I came up with this one. I'm going to put the info up because I know here and there, but just to be sure, this is Coven. And the record is called Witchcraft Destroys Minds and Reaps Souls. For the people who thought, and to some extent it is still true, that Black Sabbath was the only band that was influential on metal. This was way before, not way before that, but before that in some way. This is not metal, this is, I'm not even sure this is called proto-metal. To some it will, to some it won't. It is occult rock in the sense that I showed the Black Widow from England, which is also around the same time. They are in the metal lexicon because they delve into, you know, the visuals, they delve into the language that metal will adopt. But this is a record from so they are from Indianapolis, American band that started in the late 60s. And this record came out in 69, which is actually incredible. If you look how it looks, I mean, for that period, that was for sure a record that was going to get burned faster than a Kiss record. This is not the original. Sorry, this came out in 2003 on Akarma, sorry, Records, Akarma. And when I saw that it was Akarma, I picked it up because I know from Han, he has a lot of re-releases from those 70 fuzzy prog styled records. They do an incredible job. It is a very sturdy cardboard cover. It has one flaw, and that is the book is glued into the center. It has the lyrics in the center. If I can open it, yes, there you go. But then it just repeats the same thing on the back. Now, track-wise, first track, Black Sabbath. White Witch of the Rose Hall, Coven in Charing Cross for unlawful carnal knowledge, pact with Lucifer, choke, thirst, die. And then side 2, Wicked Woman, which is, I think, was the single or the most well-known track. Dignitaries of Hell, Portrait, and Satanic Mass in, once again, 69. So yeah, incredible record. I saw them play this record at Roadburn, I think. Yeah, time-wise, 4 years ago. Not sure. There is the label Akarma. Yes, A Karma. Is it like that? Yes, a dude sitting at a pyramid, but I think that's a label image. Is there anything else? No, they were just one of those bands that really influenced, yeah. Alongside England's Black Widow, Coven are credited as being one of the very first rock bands to embrace occult imagery and outright satanic references. They are, in some documentaries and in some people's minds, they are the ones who introduced the horns to the world of music, rock music and metal. Not Dio, but I'm not going to go into that territory. That's it for this week. Yeah, I think about a dozen records from all over the place. There's probably something you will like very much. The tape is done. For now, I guess I'm done. No sad boy hour this time. I know a lot of people are waiting for stuff like that, but nothing to share right now. Yeah, that's it. Next week, same stack, last random stack, and then we are going into Crypt of the Wizard territory. We are creeping into Charlie's world once again. That's it. If I can give a tip, listen to the True Iron Will. I'm pretty sure you will have a fun time. We will later tonight. I'm going to put it right there so I won't forget. Who can forget such a beautiful record? Thank you to everybody, yeah, once again, who supports, comments. Please keep the comments alive, like, subscribe. I saw Canyon do it. Maybe we should, you know, just remind you to do that stuff so you can see me pop up on your feeds. You know how that works better than me. So click it, like it, lick it. I'll see you next week. Peace.